There he is. Yeah, I sent the request. Sorry about that. As I mentioned earlier, we only have an hour per session, so you were so good. I didn't even realize the time was expiring. You were on a roll there. It was really good. So continue, please.
Okay, you want us to give an opportunity for others to join, or you want me to just go?
Yes, let's give us a minute and see if we can get it back up to 10 or so people.
Okay.
I see your faithfuls are jumping in already. So, but yeah, that topic is a very heavily debated topic in our community when people are weighing whether they should apply or not.
I really appreciate this opportunity of sharing, and I'm glad you're taping this because I would want for as many persons to hear me responding to this topical issue. Um, so let me know when you're ready for me to restart.
Yeah, you can go ahead now. You can go ahead.
I have been around firearms since I was 17 and a half years old. And people still ask me the question, do you carry a firearm? And every time persons ask me that question, I give myself, have you been to school and you get a hook stick? You know, a big ticky? I give myself a big ticky, almost as big as a page, each time they ask me, because I don't answer. And the fact that someone asks me, it means they don't know. As a constable in Portland, and at that time I was second in charge of the general office and had responsibility for determining uh, how we recommend persons to carry a firearm. And I remember writing on one, firearms are not a status symbol. That's not why we want them. If I were to give an award to the holder of a firearm license, I would give it to a man who I encountered some years ago. He had to use his firearm to defend his family. On this occasion, his mother, wife, and child. He was successful. He took out the threat. And afterwards, his wife got a pillow and beat him on the head and said, "Where did you get that? What are you doing with it?" And he said, "Calm down. I've had it for years." Commendable.
Yeah.
His mother didn't know. His wife didn't know. His children didn't know. Until it was time for him to use it. We are of the opinion that I don't want a .38 revolver. I want a Glock. I want a 9mm. I want a. Why? Because it is the perception that a 9mm is of greater use than a .38 or a .22. No. If you have a weapon, plus the element of surprise, you have an opportunity to overpower the victim. So back to my broom story, Sir Wilson.
Yes.
So a youngster comes to you and he makes his case known. Sir Wilson, the reason
Hold on, sir. Where did the Wilson come? It's Hammond. Where did that Wilson come from?
hey, I don't know.
My
Just
partner
take the
Wilson.
that's You see, that's the next thing. I'm trying to make you out as Wilson, and you're telling everybody who you are. They'll come looking for you, man. Just take Wilson.
All the neighbors know me as Hammond, so they're like,
Hey,
"Who's he talking to? Who's he talking about?"
hey, Brethren, just
Yeah.
take Wilson, man. And
I
then, hey, when
farm every day. They say, "Oh, Mr. Wilson," because my partner is Wilson, so they always like, "Hey, here comes Mr. Wilson." It depends on who's dealing with who, so I'll take it. She's better looking than
all
me.
right, hey, brethren, just chill, man.
All right,
Hey, hey, here's what's gonna happen tomorrow now. So
yeah,
your brethren is gonna check you and say, "You didn't tell me your name is Wilson," and you're gonna go, "Ah, you just found out."
yeah,
So,
exactly.
so a youngster or a person comes to you and they have a brand new broomstick that they just bought from the hardware store. I mean, that thing is brand new, and he says to you, "I am gonna beat you on the head and take your goats." You have a firearm. You pull that thing out and you give it your best shot. And you empty that revolver, or you put 3 rounds, dead center, and that person is dead. That's murder. And you're going to tell me, "Oh, he was in my chicken house." That's murder. That's, you don't need a firearm to defend yourself against someone with a broomstick. Please use that situation and transmit or translate to all other cases. You are at home and you hear a noise outside, and you turn on the light and you see someone running away. Don't shoot. Why are you going to shoot? So, yeah, they're running away with a chicken under their arm. Yeah, let them go. Don't shoot. You shoot, and you are likely to hit the person. You are likely to hit an innocent bystander. And more than all, you are making the public know, "I have a firearm." Let me tell you, whenever you are applying for a firearm license, apply for common sense. That is to say, when do I allow someone to know I carry a firearm?
Yeah,
The presence, your presence, should be the first offense. "Hey, what are you doing on my farm? Get off." And he said, "Hey, I am taking mangoes and I am leaving. I have 6 mangoes. I'm taking it. I'm going." Let him go. Let him go.
what if
Report to,
he's taking my $200,000 buck?
okay, you might want to put up a fight. Can you successfully win that fight? If that person is going to take a goat and leave, you might not want to shoot him. You might not want to do that because your life is not threatened. Yes, a property is threatened, but there is recourse for that. Now, if you attempt to recover your animal and then that person pulls a machete and advances at you, you might want to say, "Hey, not only does he want to take my animal, but he's now after my life." Listen, friend, when you repeat the story of why you used deadly force, let any other reasonable human being think that that is the right thing to do. If I were in that situation, that is what I would have done. That is what justifies the use of a firearm. And when you are going to use that firearm, you might want to consider, "I am shooting to prevent him from completing that maneuver with that machete. So I might want to shoot in the arm." And I know people are saying, "But if he has a machete and he's going to kill me," you might want to shoot in the arm. We are not saying that might not get the head, but somewhere. But please think about the moral responsibilities of having that firearm. Don't shoot for Aki, please. Let them take it and go. Come and discuss it with me, and we'll see how best we can prevent them coming back or do something to neutralize that situation. But don't shoot for Aki.
No, I appreciate you clarifying that, because that's been a heavy debate. You know, some people are for getting it. Some people say don't get it because it's not worth it. You know, but what we've been seeing over the last couple of years is that a lot of livestock farmers are ending up under gunpoint. Like, you know, they're actually being held up with guns to take their livestock. And, you know, so that's why the debate's getting heavier, because people are like, man, I'm going to have to protect my life. I could, you know, I could be dead if I'm not able to protect my life.
May I suggest that for every citizen of Jamaica who possess property that you think might become target of criminals, you have a right to apply for a firearm license. I pray that you get one. Here's one of my special appeal. If you get one, please understand how to carry it safely. Please understand how to use it responsibly. Please understand how to use it appropriately. So you get a firearm and you put it in a vault. You think it's a treasure? It's not an investment. It's for the protection of life and property. And you have a firearm, and if a worker were to raise their voice at you, you lift your shirt, and you don't do that. Please understand that the element of surprise plus a firearm is one of the best ways to combat or repel the threat.
Understood. Thank you for that clarification and positive word of advice, because, you know, we got some hotheads out here. So we got to make sure these people understand what the law says and how they can protect themselves and their property. We should take some questions from the viewers and, you know, try to get you on your way by the bottom of the hour. Anybody have any questions for Dr. Welch? Judy, you got to see any questions here I should take? Any question, guys? Just, if you see any, just let me know. Are you seeing the comments, Dr. Welch?
Yes, I see a question, but I don't care to answer it because it's speaking about police shootings. Just my only response is thanks to those who sent in their words of support for the recent shooting. We lost 2 police officers and several were injured. When you understand the circumstances of the case, you will say something else. Someone is asking if it's hard for returning residents to get a firearm. No, it's not.
Okay, Farmer Q said, how can goat farmers present a system for the JCF to work together against Predial Larceny?
Okay, so may I offer my email address, which is gary.welch@jcf.gov.jm. I will make sure you have that again. I'm not going to be the facilitator of all these groups, but I will certainly hook you up with someone who can advise you.
Okay, can you repeat that number? Communicated a number.
It's my email address.
The email address, yeah.
It's Garrett, Gary.
Yeah.
Dot Welch, that's WELSH at jcf.gov.jm.
Okay.
I'm giving you the assurance that I will respond, and I will put you on to a person who is going to be coordinating with you, and I'll do some follow-up.
Great. So Miss Hall is your assistant, right? And she can help me with any follow-up.
Yes, Kalicia Hall at MyCAF. Yes.
Okay. So we will post that email address and any other information that you may have to share with the public on this topic. Then we're hoping to share everything that she can send us.
Okay.
Yes.
So Fred, here's something. We are suggesting that you tag your animals.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the expenses involved in that, but part of our work is the recovery of stolen property, including animals, and to return these to the rightful owners. Sometimes the interception might take place out of parish. So goats are stolen in Clarendon and they're intercepted going to Carnation Market. And we just can't figure out who the owners are. And that is why we have a goat at the police station now that we feed every day. And we just send a photograph. Anybody know the owner of this goat? And nobody comes forward. We can't even say there's a tag number D26. Please, tag your goat. And don't tell me you put a piece of red string around the neck. That's gone. May I suggest you put a tag in the air or somewhere else, man? That helps.
Well, that's just, that the tagging thing is it takes a little bit of capital. So there's some people who can't afford to tag, but we'll definitely emphasize that tagging is important as part of the security system that they should have in place.
Okay. I just saw a question that says, how can we lobby government to get tougher on goat thieves? Not just goat thieves, but on perpetrators of Predial Larceny. We have a plethora of recommendations, but we could do more. Just send me an email. I'll quickly look through the matrix I have to see whether or not I am able to add that. Just make it sound reasonable, please. We don't want to ask for death sentence for goat thieves. Not yet.
Hey, if you ask some of us, there'll be some people would think, it's not so bad. Especially when you think about what this woman is dealing with in Clarendon, you're like, these people have no heart. They don't care.
Yes, ma'am. True. And not to be too personal, but she has to be caring for her ailing husband. He's not even able to physically support her in a farming effort. And for you to go in and take 6 to 7 animals from a lady, that's not cool. And we're gonna get you for that. There's an arm of government through MyCAF that's offering tagging of animals. I don't remember the specifics of it now, but I will include that in my email response to you so you can share.
The tagging, as in, is it the traceable tags or is it
Yes,
just
sir. Yes, sir.
RFID?
Yes, sir. It is traceable tags.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's I was going to say it's free. It's not free. The government pays for that.
The government is paying for the RFID tags?
I'm saying to you, I don't know what the capabilities of the specific tag. I just know it's tagging. The government has a system of tagging animals now, and you don't have to pay.
Okay, we'll definitely look into that and get as much information as possible. There's many different levels of tagging. There's GPS tagging with RFID, and then there's just regular tagging for your own records. So
no, I don't know that this has all the special effects of satellite tracking and stuff. But there's a form of tagging, the type that would assist us as police officers in doing our work. You might want to add the other special effects to it if you can afford it.
Okay. So you want to put it in?
It's called, it's in there.
Oh.
National Animal Identification and Traceability System.
Oh, it's a national animal. What is it called?
National Animal Identification and Traceability System.
Oh, yeah, National Animal Identification and Traceability System. Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And that's for the tagging. By the way, that's a tagging of cattle. I don't know. Well, the last time that's what I heard. I don't know whether or not it's extended elsewhere, but that one is for the tagging of cattle.
Okay.
It would be good if we could get that for goats too.
I'm sure
that...
we can. I'm sure we can. Anything we can do for cattle when it comes to stuff like that, it can be done for small ruminants.
Yeah.
You know what I would like to see is RFID tags, you know, or satellite RFID or satellite or GPS tags, because you know
I'm told that the cost associated with that is exorbitant. Is it?
Yeah, maybe the capital to come up with the capital setting the system up, but once the system is up, then it's just a matter of adding the tags. You know, people register and add the tags, and the RFID stuff is just it's a system where you can in your records it will tell you what kind of animal with full description and everything just by pointing a gun at the animal.
Okay.
And yeah, and even if you found the tag and not the animal, then the tag will tell you a lot still about which animal that tag came from. You know, yeah. So it's one of those things. Like Jamaica is facing a real livestock issue when it comes to Predial Larceny. So any help that we can get with deterring people from doing these things is helpful, because you know it's crazy the number of animals are being stolen on a weekly basis.
And I appreciate you explaining how that works. I'm sure that's not what I had in mind when I said that there's tagging available, and now I'm clarifying that it's for cattle. But I would be happy to give my support to any conversation regarding getting that kind of technology available. We have to take this above the level of the common criminals.
Yes.
You might have heard the minister speaking of the use of drones, and he has identified resources to acquire additional drones. And I am looking forward to the day when we can do drone patrols in communities, you know, where goat farmers are, small ruminants are. And so we are able to tap in and say to you, we notice an activity on your farm. Is that you? How are things? And make the criminals understand that even though they come a mile through the bushes, we're going to track them and we're going to know where they are. So they're going to have to change their modus operandi.
Perfect. Sounds good. Any other questions, folks? Don't want to keep Dr. Welch much longer. He's been generous with his time. See anything truly that I should? Dr. Welch, a question here is: does the JCF focus on investigating end users or consumers, for example, or let's say a promoter that buys meat for his party or his dance? Or
usually we do not, but the instructions from Deputy Commissioner Blake in our last rollout is that we will do so. In fact, today, he and I had a conversation about a particular end user who we are investigating. And we're going to be doing this a lot more. It's going to become a lot more frequent. Some of our members in this group will be getting calls and visits from the police, not to harass you, but just to say, would you confirm that you supplied John with goat meat or otherwise? Because we figure out that if we do it this way, we're going to be able to break the backs of many of the cases that we had lagging.
Yeah, it would be nice if we get visits and to confirm these things, or phone calls to confirm these things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would welcome it. At least I know that it's being checked, and even if it's random, because you know there may be you may be successful with a random check. You never know. You know.
And one of the things I'm asking for is sharing of information. Some of the pushback we've had in law enforcement with people sharing information, they feel we're going to use it for tax purposes. We are not in the matter of taxation. We are not in the matter of sharing your information with third parties. But there are bits and pieces of information that we ask that you share with us because that helps us to protect yourself or your neighbor. We're not targeting people. We're just saying, be your brother's keeper. So it might well be that on your particular facility, you are so fortified that it is a little more difficult for persons to invade, to penetrate your perimeter. But they are having a field day on the farmers around you. I am not prophesying now. All I'm saying is there will come a time when those farmers become less attractive because they have taken everything they have. They're going to turn on you because you're next in line. All we're saying is let's hunker down, let's be our brother's keeper, let's create safe spaces so that the Jamaican farmers can reap what they grow. In this post-COVID era, if we are going to survive, it is going to be dependent on our hard-working farmers. My message to you is be encouraged. I have an opportunity to meet with the Honorable Minister of Agriculture every Monday and to discuss with him ways and means of mitigating the fallouts. And his heart is in this thing. Believe me, his heart is in it, and he's getting support from his colleagues in government. Please play your part. The invitation is open for you to join us. The police, that is. You all know the 119 number. That's easy. Some other numbers that you might want to make note of. I'll share it through the moderator at the end of the program.
Yeah.
So that you can disseminate this information. I'll give you numbers for the Predial Larceny officers in the various units that we have up and running. And I'm going to provide a number for the police control that you may call. It's not 119, but it takes you to the same place. 119 is a toll-free call, I suspect. This one might require credit, but it will take you to the same place so that you can get responses. At MyCuff, we have a unit that is in place to provide administrative support. And at police control, we also have staff that is dedicated specifically to anti-Predial Larceny initiatives. We have several databases that we interrogate when we get reports so that we can look out for habitual criminals or we can look out for connections with other cases. Please report incidents to the police, and please make the police in your local community your friends and invite them over and show them around. You never can tell what good might come out of those relationships.
Well, thank you, sir. And thanks for all the advice and all the information you share with us. And I will make sure all that information you send me, we put it out there so people have these numbers and these resources that they can call on for help when needed. Thank you again, and hopefully we can talk soon. And you're welcome to come on our platform. If you have anything new you want to share with our community, you're welcome anytime, sir.
Thank you, my friends. All
And,
the best and safe.
and you're welcome to come visit our farm too.
I will.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
take your gift when I'm coming. I promise.
And we will have one for you. All right.
Not expecting anything. We are here to give.
Okay. All
All
right.
the best.
Thank you.
Blessings on.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Very well. Okay.